Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Jack's Abbey Brewing. And these guys are out of Massachusetts. That's probably got it on the bottle here. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, 4.9% ABV, 45 IBUs. Enrico sent me this, and he tells me here 08101 on bottle, maybe 81016. Looks like the last digit got rubbed off. Said he got it a couple days ago, and I've had it probably about a week or so. This is a sessionable hoppy lager, so don't drink a lot of lagers anymore, but if it's a hoppy lager, it's probably going to be pretty tasty. So we'll see what it brings to the table. Right off the bat, guys, when I went in and started looking for info on this, like I always do, Beer Advocate and Rate Beer. Rate Beer has got just, this is that Jack's Abbey Calyptra, and then underneath it says Jack Apps. It says proceed to the aliased beer. And then when you click on that button, and the picture they have here is not what's on the bottle, and then it goes to Jack's Abbey's Hopstitution XPL number 3 Calyptra. And the picture of that bottle is not what this is here. And looking at it, it says here it's in 5.5%er, where this is a 4.9. So rate beer is not even in the ball game on this one, guys. A lot of times there's so much misinformation or lack of correct information. I can't use the sites, so rate beer is out of the picture on this one, guys. Especially when they have the wrong picture of the bottle and the wrong ABV listed. So we're not even going to go there today on with these guys. So, but anyway. Since it doesn't have the right picture, and I usually use them for the commercial description, and Beer Advocate has, this hoppy lager is brewed with 2 intense and aromatic hops, Calypso and Citra. Not used Calypso hops before, but I have used Citra, very tasty hop. It is an easy drinking brew that balances dominating fruity, citrusy, and tropical aromas with a sessionable malt body. And it's a lager, so they've used a lager yeast on this. Says availability is year-round on this one, guys. So, food pairings for this style of beer: the cuisine is barbecue and Italian. The cheeses are earthy Camembert Fontina, and the meat is pork, poultry, fish, and shellfish. And the glassware, the Pilsner glass of the Pokel. I'm not going to use the Pilsner glass. I'm going to use my favorite tulip glass here, guys. And not recommended for extended cellaries. The reason we need the dates on them, guys. The bottled on date. Not some silly ass Best By, used by, before by, or whatever that these breweries are going to, and I hate it. That pour didn't pour hardly any head, just barely covering top of the beer. It is a light amber golden color, not real clear. It does have some cloudiness to it since it's an unfiltered beer. Let's get a nose on it. Nice and citrusy. Got some tangerines and oranges in there. A little bit of grassy graininess, and a lot of the lagers have that from the I usually say from the hops that they've used, but it's probably coming from the yeast on this one. Because, like I said, I don't know how much grassy grain this Calyptra hops are going to provide, but I know the citrus hops doesn't give off a lot of grassy graininess. But a sessionable lager, if you will. A hoppy lager. Well, first beer of the day, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Wow. Pretty nice. Now, it's not going to be a real West Coast style up in your face type of IPA, but it is a very nice, easy drinking, no alcohol taste or aromas. Very light. A little on the thin side, but it's a session lager. Yes. This beats the shit out of any macro lager. Hands down to me. Any of them. Bar none. Yeah. That's a very nice, crisp, light, and I call these beers lawnmower type beers, these low ABV beers, anything less than 5%. Something you can come in and have while you're working out in the yard, whatever you're doing outside, and have one, maybe even two of these, and go back to doing what you were doing, and not be face down in the dirt drunk when you go back out there where you might hurt yourself. So, very tasty. Well, let's right out of the fridge, 40 degrees. Let me sip on it for just a tad and let her have a sip 2 or 3, and we'll come back and find out where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sitting on it probably about 20-30 minutes now. Very tasty. Very nice, light, hoppy lager. With 45 IBUs, this might be a good one for somebody to get into something a little hoppier. If you're used to drinking macros or whatever, and the IPA seem to be a little too bitter for you, there are some pale ales out there that have a nice hop presence to them and aren't quite as bitter. But this one having 45 IBUs and being as hopped up as much as it is, and especially if you're a lager fan on top of that, coming from the macros, this may be a good gateway beer to get into something a little hoppier and a little tastier and a better, well-made beer, as opposed to what the macro lagers, the junk that throw in their beers. I enjoyed this. This is pretty nice. Pretty tasty lawnmower beer. And I don't say that derogatorily. It's a very tasty beer. Very light, very crisp. A lot of citrusy notes in there. Maybe some tangerine, oranges, lemongrass. But you can tell it's a lager by smelling it. It's got that grassy, grainy smell to it. But it's very tasty. It's not off-putting. Very nice aroma, very nice flavor. Final chug. Not quite enough taste for this guy, but I think it's a very well-made beer. It is very, very nice beer, especially for the first beer of the evening. So, with that being said, guys, to me, date on the bottle, ABV's on the bottle, the IBUs are on the bottle. They, even though the ink is very easily smudged off, they did make that attempt. So, would like to see them put on a label or use a better ink or brighter ink, a yellow or white or blue like Weyerbacher does. That is very easy to read and doesn't smudge off very easy. But other than that, it's a pretty tasty beer, guys. To me, I'm going to give this a B+. Numeric rating on this one would probably be an 88. So, and like I told you before, Rate Beer not even in the ball game on this one. Got the wrong bottle picture, got the ABV wrong. They're calling it Hopstitution XPL number 3. That's not what this beer is. They should have left it alone and did a different one instead of saying this is an alias beer and that. But even when you go back, it's showing a different label, but it's got the right name on the label, Jack Appy's Calyptra. But it doesn't have any information there. It says go to the alias beer, which is not what this is. So So maybe they changed it up for this year or did something different. I'm not sure, but the Red Beer doesn't have what we're looking for on this one. Beer Advocate has it at 87 in a very good range. And for our final check-in, we'll step over to Untapped, and Untapped has it at 3.75, which is right at their B+. And I'd agree with that. So we're all pretty close there. We're all in the B+ range on this beer. So very tasty. And I've got another Jack Abbey's beer in there. We may do that one tomorrow. Just to do them both back to back, so we can see what the difference is, because it's not a lager. I'm pretty sure it's an IPA or something. So come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of the fridge. It'll probably be that one, but I'm not going to make any promises. There's so many tasty ones in there. I might pick something else. Come on back tomorrow. We'll go in there and see together. See you then.